after an investigation found that notorious billionaire Louis Liebenberg paid millions in legal expenses to support his several court fights. Former South African President Jacob Zuma is once again under investigation. Please kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, turn on the notification bell, so as to get all our updates. The investigation, which has been looking into where these monies came from, came to the conclusion that Zuma had to pay them back and declared them to be stolen. Legal fees for Zuma's many corruption charges, including those involving the notorious weapons deal and the most recent parole scandal, were paid using the aforementioned sums, which are believed to be over $12 million. Zuma allegedly received these monies from diamond trader Liebenberg in what has been called an unusual and maybe illegal transaction. The investigation's conclusions indicate that Liebenberg transferred the funds via a convoluted web of trusts and businesses, eventually paying Zuma's legal expenses. Authorities are already taking action to recoup the funds from the former president after these financial donations raised severe concerns about the arrangement's morality and legality. The investigation, which was presided over by Judge Philip Zondo, also revealed that Liebenberg has been the subject of a number of legal troubles, including claims of tax evasion and dubious business dealings. Due to his tight relationship with Zuma, both men are now in the public eye as investigators look more closely at their financial ties. According to an inquiry representative, this is an obvious instance of utilizing stolen funds to pay for legal bills. The money that Mr. Liebenberg provided to Mr. Zuma came from questionable sources, and we will be trying to make sure that this money is reimbursed. The former president was unaware of the dubious origin of the cash, according to Zuma's legal team, which has strongly denied any wrongdoing. Niehaus, his spokeswoman, said in a statement on Wednesday that Zuma had received Liebenberg's financial aid as part of a long-standing personal connection and had behaved in good faith. According to Niehaus, former President Zuma did not solicit any illicit donations. He believed that all donations were morally righteous, and he accepted assistance from a friend. This is an attempt to damage his reputation with political motivations. Opposition parties, including the Democratic Alliance, DA, and the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, have called for Zuma to not only repay the money but also face further legal repercussions as a result of the inquiry's findings. John Steenhuisen, the head of the DA, said that this was just one more illustration of the corrupt culture that characterized Zuma's government. The South African taxpayers who have already suffered under the Zuma regime are being betrayed by this, stated Steenhuisen. He should be held responsible for taking monies that were obviously contaminated in addition to repaying the money. The National Prosecuting Authority, NPA, has received the inquiry findings and will decide whether to file further charges against Liebenberg and Zuma. Legal experts think that if pressure increases, Zuma's continuing legal problems may become further more complicated. The former president may face more charges if the NPA chooses to continue the case, which would make it more difficult for him to avoid court appearances in the future. The story sparked a rapid public and political response, with many wondering whether Zuma would follow the order to return the money or if he would face further legal challenges. For the time being, the investigation has prepared the ground for another court case involving the former president of South Africa. Once more, Karl Niehaus, a well-known member of the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, and a former ANC veteran, has made a strong statement outlining his political position and separating himself from what he refers to as the fiction of Zumaism. Niehaus has made it plain that his admiration for former South African President Jacob Zuma does not equate to unquestioning allegiance, notwithstanding their previous cooperation. Niehaus said, "I am not a sycophant," highlighting his conviction that Zuma is a fallible human being who should not be seen as an ideology leader like all other political leaders. Niehaus also made the surprising admission that he had openly criticized Zuma's recent attempts to form a new political party, the MK Party, which has drawn the allegiance of some of Zuma's most devoted followers. "Right from the beginning, I told President Zuma that I do not agree with him forming the MK Party," Niehaus said. He characterized his opposition as a moral stand against more factionalism in the already polarized political environment of South Africa. He reaffirmed, "I have good and clear reasons for taking that ethical stance, and I firmly stand by them."